Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode of Live in 5, baby. Episode 113. Hardly home, but always repping. Gage Ausmus, the captain, baby, fresh off a move to Colorado. Jay Swish back in the saddle here in Scottsdale, Arizona, baby. Ozzo, it's been like 2 weeks. It felt like 2 months and 2 days at the same time, but Live in 5 is back nonetheless. What's up, brother? What's shaking? How we doing?
Yeah, man. It feels like a lot's went down since we last spoke.
I know. McDavid lost again.
I know, man.
The left is mad at the hockey team for going to the White House. I mean,
it's just incredible, isn't it? You know, like imagine having such a good life, Jordo, such an easy, privileged life that the worst thing that happens to you is the USA hockey team accepts a call from Donald Trump and then they go to the White House. Like that's the worst thing that's happened to you this entire month. Imagine how great that would be if that was your life.
Imagine being that offended by what other people are going to do. And throughout the history of sports, every team that's won a championship has attended the White House. Maybe aside from the Women's World Cup in soccer with Megan Rapinoe, but that's about it, dude. Like, what are we talking about? How are we that mad? And how is Canada that mad at Austin Matthews for going to the White House to check it out, to a place we all dream of going as kids?
Well, I think, yeah, exactly. That's the thing, Jordan. When else are these guys going to ever get the chance or opportunity to visit the White House? I mean, we all want to see it, right? Like, I fucking want to see it. Like, I'd be sick to see it. I mean, fucking, Cowboy Bill, you know what he did in the Oval Office. I mean, it'd be unbelievable to see that, spot that had happened. And I understand the Canadians getting mad, Jordan. I mean, they just lost the gold medal game. Hockey's their sport. I'm not going to claim, I mean, right now, I guess U.S. can claim it's our sport for however long until the Canada beats us again, which will happen. But I understand the Canadians, they're just trying to find something to get mad about. They need to, maybe they need to cope with something. So that's fine, whatever, get mad at them. But the Americans getting mad at it, it's like, guys, like they're a bunch of athletes. They don't give a shit about politics. They don't care about any of this stuff. They're just going to see the White House. They get invited by Donnie, who's kind of one of the boys. I mean, you heard the phone call in the locker room, Jordos. He's acting like one of the boys. They're all excited. Like, what do you expect these guys to do?
Right.
It's like, I mean, come on.
And no matter where you stand on the side of the fence, it's not like these guys are repping or like directly affiliated with the Trump campaign. That's what people are so stupid about. It's just like they're going to go to the White House. Number one, you want to see where Monica Lewinsky sucked off Billy Boy. Two, you want to have some McDonald's with the president, shake his hand, regardless who it was. Imagine that was Sleepy Joe. I would be like, Joe, are you up right now? Do you even know we won? Like, I would make a joke about it. Like,
100%.
Who cares? Like,
I mean, they'd be going if Joe invited them. It's not like
absolutely. And Vegas was there when they won it. When Joe was in office. Like, it's just crazy to me that everything has to become political, and it's all for clicks. And it's a shame that it takes away from the spotlight of what these guys truly did for the country, too, at the same time. I mean, 46 years in the making, the way it ended with Jack Hughes scoring that big goal, and just the whole story of the team, Ozzo. It's like, how does this get outweighed, or how does this dark cloud of politics? I mean, I know how it happens because it's 2026, but it's just so sad where some people, it consumes their entire day because that's all they care about. They just care about being offended. And that's the biggest thing is what can they do to wake up, and how quickly can they check their phone to get offended? That's what it comes down to.
That's what it comes down to. They're always looking at something. They're always looking for the next best thing to be offended about, right? Yep. Like, that's just kind of what it is, and that's the life these people lead. I don't know. It is sad to see it, isn't it? Like, these guys are just, people are hating on them. They want them traded from their team. And it's like, well, one, I think we are forgetting too that the percentage of the population and hockey fans that are actually mad at these guys for accepting a phone call from the president, going to the White House, it's a small percentage. This small percentage is just very loud. So that's why it
Yep.
feels like it's a lot of people. Those people who are mad, they can happily leave and go find another sport. I mean, go cheer for soccer.
Yeah.
Great. Go watch soccer. We don't need you watching hockey. It's not it's funny these people even chose hockey, Jordo,
Yeah.
because it's a rough and tough game. There's violence in it, which they don't agree with typically, unless they're protesting or whatever it is. But I don't know how they found hockey. The the demographic of hockey in general is it's not diverse because it's you need ice to play. So it's a bunch of white people playing up
Yeah.
in the Nordic countries and Canada and the northern states of Minnesota where not a lot of colored people live.
And it's
Um,
expensive for
and
anyone in, living in subsidized housing or the projects or inner cities, right? It's not like you can just go buy thousands of dollars of equipment and then go pay $10,000 a year, probably more in ice fees, right? Like it's just not
oh yeah,
feasible.
it's not feasible for everyone. I mean, can you imagine? I'll get into that later, but imagine if it was feasible for the South to play, how fucking nasty our team would be. But yeah, every one of these people that you see complaining, Jordan, they've all got the she, her, the he, him pronouns in the bio, and that's when you immediately know it's just like, okay, they've lost their minds. They're
Yeah,
just a lunatic.
it's heated rivalry Twitter. And the thing is, Azo, I think the original way that this crowd of people latched onto hockey was the sole reason to disrupt what the game of hockey stood for, which was masculinity, not a lot of diversity in it, and not a lot of just overall, I guess, different, types or walks of life of people, which is fine. But also at the same time, you don't have to come into the sport just to try to disrupt it, just to try to get your voice out there, to be the loudest person in the room and ultimately cause chaos. Like it shines such a negativity on the sport where I don't know when that happened. I think it was like around where like when the LGBTQFCFOR committee came
I
into play.
plus, yeah.
Yeah, when they came into play with like the rainbow tape and warm-ups, and a couple of the Russian guys didn't, within their right, didn't put it on their stick.
Yeah.
And I think that's when it really blew up. And then people were like, oh my God, like, within the hockey community and especially within the front offices of NHL organizations, and I think in the league, we're like, oh my God, like we're receiving a lot of backlash right now. We have to overdo it, and that's where like the ice almost tilted in the other direction, and now we're kind of like, I don't know, it's a weird space because those are people are the loudest people in the room, and I'm not saying they're all bad people, but it's just like it's not your prototypical hockey fan, and it's not the people that speaks for the whole game entirely. But right now, if you go online, it seems that way. And that's why even Dave Portnoy came out and said hockey Twitter is some of the softest people out there. Well, no, hockey Twitter majority are people just on burner accounts, or they're people that don't like to voice their opinion a lot. A lot of them being our buddies.
Exactly. I would say most hockey fans aren't social media people.
No.
Like, like NBA fans, they're social media people. They've got loud personalities. Hockey's it's a little bit like golf, you're kind of humble. People don't voice their opinions as much, like we've talked about, it's like a sport where you wear a suit to the game. I know that's changed recently, but that's kind of the culture that it is. But yeah, I mean, these people, I just don't know how they found hockey in the first place. And it's like the feminists and it's like the woke crowd, which it's funny because they're complaining about the women, and these people didn't even watch the women's championship game.
No, they
There's no
didn't.
chance. They
No.
didn't see any of it. They've never watched women's hockey. And also, women's hockey players in general are kind of, masculine girls, if you will. I mean,
For
they're,
sure.
they're like tomboys. They're more like the guys than they are these girls, and it's not even close. And that's what these people don't understand, because ultimately they've never really been around the hockey world. So they're just kind of they think like they make up the hockey world, but they're like such a small percentage of it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, they just come in to be disruptors and to ultimately try to change the game, and the game doesn't need to be changed. Hockey guys are not racist. Hockey guys 99.9% aren't misogynistic, Azo. They're not bad people. They're not these evil type of guys. They're pretty reasonable. A lot of them are raised the right way. A lot of them have really good families. They come from wealth. So it's just, and they don't have any knowledge of that in either, because also, if we saw a lot of these people out in the streets and they saw some of our tweets, they wouldn't even give us the time of day.
No.
We would be closed off right away. Whereas I'd be down to have a conversation, but these keyboard warriors wouldn't even face the music and be able to come to a rational conversation. And that's what's just so upsetting, because you tie it all back into like the USA boys here and them going to the White House and crushing McDonald's and being on Air Force Deuce and calling into HB3 and being, in and around is arguably one of the greatest, stories in the last, I would say, in the last 20 years of American sports, of just an upset and everything to be proud of. It gets flushed down the toilet because they want to make it political.
I know it's crazy how, and one thing too that I'm kind of upset about, Jordo, is like, why is there a camera in the locker room? I never understood it. Like,
Yeah.
why does that phone call need to be on video? It just let a phone call happen. I mean, it's locker room talk. It's like, it's shit that gets said in a clubhouse or a locker room. It's stuff that, and ultimately, like Trump's joke, Jordo, it wasn't funny now that it got out. But if that's between the boys, and I hate to say it, and it's nothing against the women, it's just a funny joke, and it really is. I mean, I laughed at it. It was funny. It's something guys say. It's what we do, and when we think we're alone, and we're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And it's funny if it doesn't get out. It's not funny if it does get out, similar to a lot of group chats. I mean, I say a lot of jokes in group chats, and they're meant for the group chat, and they're really funny to the group chat. It's not funny if it gets out and goes public, because it ain't meant to be public,
Similar to a John Gruden email.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate that was on video, because if it wasn't, none of this would have been going down. I'm sure people would have still been upset that they're going to the White House, but like we said, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. These guys are going to go. Why would you not? Everyone wants to see the inside of the White House. You're not going to turn down that opportunity. You just won a gold medal. You're flying high. One of the most famous people in America at this time. Yeah, you're going to go to the White House. You're going to eat some McDonald's, and you're going to shake Trump's hand, and you're going to laugh at his joke when he says one, because he's the goddamn president.
And you're on cloud nine, and you just won an OT winner against your arch rival that has been your big brother theoretically in the sport for tens of years, 20 years, decades of years. And when he makes a joke, you would laugh at anything in that moment. And like you said, it's probably not funny if it gets out, but it's also a harmless joke. It's also made in the sense of the men's final had 27 million people watching, the women's 6 million. Those are just the stats, right? So it's not like a women versus dude joke. It's just like he's just throwing it out there like, well, it's like, the varsity team and the JV team. We got to invite the JV team because the varsity team's coming. It's not to throw shade at anyone. It's just kind of the reality. And, as much as we're proud for the women, which that was awesome. I mean, that fucking goal by Megan Keller was nasty. I love the women's team. We had Kristen Sims on our show the last year when she won the
women's game was awesome, Jordan. I mean,
Frozen Four. Yeah,
those chicks are fucking nasty.
They're nasty.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, they're awesome. So I don't know, man. And if if the roles were reversed and you made some joke about how men are stinky and they're gross and you chicks are beautiful and it's locker room talk. Like I don't know what to tell you. Other than that's baseball. And speaking of baseball, have you seen these guys on the U.S. team? I mean, the runner's over now.
I've been waiting to ask you. How was it? Who'd you first call? Was it Kells? Was it Amats? I mean, those boys, they were having the time of their lives. I mean, that looked unbelievable.
Yeah, and they're so in tune with the lingo. I guess the entire time in the Olympic Village, they were just saying that's baseball or that's porn or chin over shin. And so they get on that bird, probably still pinned after a night at 11. I don't know if they slept, and they're on Air Force Deuce, which Kel said there's a phone on every seat on Air Force Deuce with Starlink, like Wi-Fi better than 5G. So you grab that phone and you can FaceTime anyone, or you can, answer a phone call, an email, a Zoom, and it's just crystal clear. So we're live yesterday on the show, and Kel's texts us, me and Gucci in a group chat. He's like, "Yo, we want to come on the show," and we're like, "What? Like, where are you?" They're like, "We're on Air Force Two." We're like, "Okay, like, you want to come on right now?" They're like, "Yeah." So we waited like 2 minutes and like, "Yo, send the link." We're like, "All right," and then McAvoy calls Gucci and he's like, "Yo, have you sent the link?" We're like, "You guys like sure you want to come on the show? Like, you still might be pinned or whatever," but they like insisted. So we had him on the show. They came on, and I mean, Brady Kachuk was all time. Like, he was just in the background the whole time, just yelling, "Chin over shin. That's baseball. That's porn." Like, should we go out? Like, it was just incredible. I mean, obviously a highlight for HB3 existence and
Oh
our
yeah.
illustrious 2-year career. But it's funny that they came to the biggest show in Northeast Scottsdale. It gets 42 views. To join the boys, because it was, and they didn't want to get off. We're like, "Boys, we don't want you to get you in trouble." Like, Larkin starts it off. He's like, "Boys, heard you talking about the golden goal, but that was awesome, Jack Hughes. What a goal!" But people forget that I was +1 on that. I was on the ice. I had a big piece. I guess he just like stepped off when someone changed, and he got a plus. It was incredible.
They were being unbelievable. They were hilarious on there. I don't think any of them said anything bad. I think
No,
should
they
be
didn't.
fine. I mean, and ultimately, to be honest, these guys deserve a pass for. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, now I'll take it a little too far, but they could go out and murder someone, and
Yeah.
I'd be okay with it. Like these guys just won the first gold medal in 46 years for the men's ice hockey team. So as far as I'm concerned, they get a free pass for anything. Give them the keys to the country. What a fucking tournament, Jordo. And I mean, we got to get into like, what was it like over there? I mean, I've never seen the Olympics in the buzz that is around it. So how was that? I mean, how long were you over there for?
8 days, and just lastly on the U.S. team, like they should be jumping into action right now and going into games. Like, let these guys go on a runner for a week. Like, come on. And I wanted to ask you before we get into the Olympic talk. I think after seeing this, if you were to give me 2 or 3 more days for a bender, I would rather win an Olympic gold for the United States of America than win a Stanley Cup after seeing this. I mean, this one in particular, because it had been 46 years.
I know. I was obviously we've been having that debate. I mean, with my brothers and my dad and my buddies and from Grand Forks, like that's the debate. What would you rather have, a Stanley Cup or an Olympic gold? Now, I think if you're in McDavid's shoes, I'd rather have a cup, and there's no question about it, right? Like if you win a gold medal for Canada, it's kind of just like, okay, you were expected to. Yeah, okay, it's your however many gold medals in the last times you guys have played in the Olympics. It's not that big of a deal. But for this American team, you have to pick gold medal, right? Like they haven't done it since 1980. I mean, it's context. Like, sorry, next in 4 years, the team in 4 years, Jordo, probably not that big of a deal. Maybe a cup, but this one right here, I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, you look at guys like this was like legacy defining. You look at a guy like Connor Hellebuck. Yeah, he's probably not going to win a cup. He's a champion forever now. You look at a guy like Austin Matthews, who people think he can't play in the big one, and he comes out. I don't know if I've ever seen a player have a better defensive performance than just being an all-around 200-foot player. I mean, he was unbelievable in that gold medal game. His legacy's defined. He doesn't have to win a cup now. It's like that was so big for so many of those guys. You have to take that gold medal if you're on that American team over a cup, I would say. But ultimately, they're two different deals, right? Like you got to feel so cool wearing the colors of the country you're from and you represent. That's got to be just an unbelievable feeling. But then you think about the cup and the full season you go through and the playoff run you go through and how good you feel after it's over. But I think the best part about this Olympics, Jordo, was like in the Stanley Cup, the final, both teams are injured, tired.
It's not the best product.
You can tell it's not the best product, but it's a cup final, so they're playing hard. But like these guys, it seemed like they're pretty fresh, So it's all in on one game. They're all fresh. You can't get a better hockey game than that.
Yeah, I would say, as an American, maybe winning for the New York Rangers might rival that just because you're in a big time market. But
Yeah.
say, this is no disrespect, but if you won, and Florida was awesome. Florida winning twice expands the game, but it has nowhere near the magnitude of winning for Team USA.
No.
Now, if you win in New York, it's incredible. Even Boston or some of these blue blood cities of original six hockey, Chicago, would be amazing. But if you're telling me I could win a Stanley Cup in Carolina or Columbus or a smaller market or a Canadian team, and no offense to Canadian teams, or win for my country, I'm picking that USA all day, landing on U.S. soil in Miami and Dade County with my polo swag, and I know I'm going back to 11. Like, imagine how sick Matty Tkachuk is of 11 right now. I mean, the guy seems like he's just had a gar in his mouth and he's been drunk for 3 years. Like, the guy was at the elbow room today. He missed he's missed 3/4 of the season. He's on like a 4-day bender. Like, the guy's back at the elbow room smoking sticks and drinking beers. Like, and he's back at 11. Of course, somehow they get hot routed from Milan. They were supposed to fly out the night of the game to New York. Snowstorms hit New York, of course. They get hot routed the next day to Miami. Have to land in Dade County. Oh, poor us. We got to go to 11. And then they go to Washington, D.C. He's on Fox News all night. Takes the bird back to South Florida. He's at the elbow room today. Like, how do you even come back to a regular season, Ozzo, and play these games? I mean, if I would be like, dude, let me take the year off. I don't even care.
Oh, I texted that. Not even Matty Tkachuk, but like a guy like Connor Hellebuck. He's not going to make the playoffs this year.
Yep.
How do you play the rest of these games? I'm pulling an injury. I think it's like this season's a write-off. I just got done what I wanted to get done out of the season. Boys, we're missing the playoffs. Fuck, my elbow hurts. I'm going to rest it up for the 2026-2027 season.
Yeah, Jack Hughes, like, just gained 400,000 followers on Instagram. Probably 300K are sitting in the chin of Manhattan waiting for him, just chomping at the bit. And it's like, I'm going to go back and play for Tom Fitzgerald and risk another injury. I've been hurt the last 3 years and half of this year. Like, maybe just pack it in and I'll just, rent a place in Tribeca and just ride this thing out and fly Tate McRae in between her shows and just have a go. Just put the medal around her neck and just go to town. I mean, what are we even doing here? Like, let's just wrap this thing up. We got 20 games
so
left.
hard to get back into the swing of things.
Hard.
Like like throwing on that whatever team you're playing for, that sweater has just got to feel so like the smallest it's ever felt. Like usually you're throwing on an NHL sweater, you're like, oh, this is unbelievable. But it's got to feel so just.
It's got to feel like you're in the American League.
It's got to be disappointing when you take off that USA jersey. You got to put on just an NHL jersey back with the boys. It's like, fuck, this just ain't the same.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, dude, getting into just Milan, it was sick. Like, I mean, I never been to a Summer Olympics, let alone a Winter Olympics. We've never been close to playing one, either of us, but it was sweet, man. It really was. Like, the event, I would say the events outside of hockey were my favorite, to be honest. We went to 3 hockey games. They were cool. I mean, Sweden, Finland was awesome. That first day sitting in front row was sick. That Czechia game versus Canada, that JB Snow standing on his head, Canada with the comeback. And then obviously we went and watched USA, Germany in the prelims. But dude, some of those other events, like the short wrench speed skating, the short track was unreal. Men's figure skating, long program, how gay that was, how flamboyant. It was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen, man. Like, it was so gay. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm just dying laughing at how gay this is. I don't think there's a straight person in the building that night. And I would have been questioned maybe, for my man card too, sitting there. I'm like, it was funny, man. That was, and just like the emotions these dudes had, and just, the overall, just that American kid who ended up blowing it too. I forget his name. It's Ilya.
Oh yeah, he's kind of Russian, isn't he, or something?
Yeah, Ilya. Fuck, I'm forgetting his last name, but he's from the Chin of Virginia. He was the favorite. He was the last skater that night.
Ilya Melanin.
Yeah, Melanin. Yep.
Melanin. Yeah.
Yep. So he was the last guy to go, the favorite. He was the Jimmy McElroy of Blades of Glory, skating's little orphan awesome, and he just went out there and attempted a trick that nobody's ever done and ended up blowing it. He fell twice.
Really?
Yeah. It was funny, man. Like there was dudes coming out in crop tops. Some guys had like V-necks down to their belly buttons. I mean, it
That's the Super Bowl for a gay guy. I mean, is it
exactly.
not? Like
It
they're
is.
walking in there like a fucking 10 walking in the Stanley Cup finals, like
Oh yeah,
let's
I'm
go,
pretty
boys. Let's try to
pretty
get this guy's number.
I'm pretty sure a couple guys had fake lips on the ice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was funny, man, it really was, and then the one day we went to the mountain, so there was 3 locations for the skiing, the bobsled, it was all spread out, but Cortina was the main one, that they had bobsled, luge, curling there, and then some big air and some different skiing events and snowboarding events, and then there was, Bermeo, which was really cool, it was on the way to where we went to, Livigno, which was unreal, also, like, I wanna go back there and ski, dude. It was so sick. It
Love
was
juice.
tucked away. Oh, it was tucked away with no cell service in these just on the other side of St. Moritz in the Italian Alps, so it was on, like, the same Alps as the Swiss towns were, like St. Moritz and,
Yeah.
some of those places are just, 30 miles or so, but on the other side of the mountain, tucked away, you're driving in there, you can't there's no houses in sight, it's just all covered in dust, and then you show up to this little valley town, and it's like chalets, like five-star chalets with these
Oh,
little hotels with 20 rooms only, and it's like this little ski town with everyone's drunk and high, and we watched the big air, actually played some outdoor hockey that day too, taught these kids how to play hockey. It was, man, I was sad leaving there because we just did a day trip there, but it was so cool. And like the big air for the chicks on the skis was fucking nuts, dude. Like, especially on skis, that's fucked.
it's nuts. How do you even practice that?
I don't
I've
know.
always thought that. I mean, it's like, where do you even begin? I mean, you're
It was,
like, they're jumping like a football field, right? Like,
yeah, it was. And that drive too from Milan to Livigno, you hug Lake Como the whole time. So you come up through Como and then you
oh,
go like right on like literally right on the east side of Como, and then you see Bellagio and all the towns. It was
does that freeze over?
no, it was butter.
I've heard Como isn't Como like the best spot, like
Yeah,
pretty
it
much
is.
ever.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it was, we didn't go there this time. It's only like 30 minutes from Milan, but I had spent some time there when I was playing in Zurich.
Mm,
It's incredible. It's like a magical place, and like Bellagio is like where all the A-listers have their place. It's like at the tip of Como. It's like
mhm.
the triangle part, and that's where like Clooney and all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
guys hang out. So, anyways, the stick handle up was awesome, and then dude, like whether I'm working it or just want to go as a fan, Azo, 2030s in France. It's in Nice, which is right on the water, like by Monte Carlo, and then it's in the French Alps. Like I want to get a crew to go and maybe not even watch hockey, just watch the skiing and the snowboarding. Dude,
Yeah.
it was magical. Like it was, and then you could ski too because they don't like shut down the entire mountain. You know what I mean? Like the show
Yeah.
goes on. It
Oh,
was
so you could
awesome.
have had a pass. You could have been
Yep.
buzzing some. Oh,
Yeah, and in Oslo over there, I was asking him like, "How much is it?" Oh, they're like, "It's really expensive for Italy." I'm like, "Well, how much? How much?" He's like, "This is the most expensive week." I'm like, "What is it?" I mean, Park City's fucking $400 to ski, and there's no runs open. They're like, €60 a day. I'm like, €60. I mean, that doesn't even get me toe warmers in
no,
Aspen.
no.
So
It's so expensive over in the States now. It's fucking it's insane. I was just in Telluride and I think it was like they were telling me it's like $450 a day for a lift ticket. It's like,
yeah.
who the fuck has that kind of dough?
Yeah, I know. It was insane. And then like the in Livigno too, they said they have some of the longest runs in the Alps, and they're like just over 3.5 kilometers long. Like so that's I'm not a math guy, but that's at least, a 5K is 2.2 miles. So it's, you're almost skiing, 1.5 mile, I would say 1.2 miles down, which
Mhm.
is a lot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, usually, you get the elevation drops maybe 1,500 or 2,000, but these are some fucking long runs, bro.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was cool. That was the coolest part of the trip was going to the mountain.
What was the flight plan like over there? Like,
Absolute runner.
was it?
Oh my god, it was a milk run. There's no because Phoenix Sky Harbor, like Phoenix is the fifth biggest city in the US, but somehow their airport sucks.
Mm.
So we went Phoenix, Diddywood, Diddywood, London, London, Milan.
Oh,
The way back was 25 hours total travel. The
Oh,
way back we went Milan, Helsinki, Finland, and came over the top of like the Arctic Circle. It's actually a good route, and you come like over like Nunavut in the Yukon Territory all the way over to Diddywood. It was like 10 hours, and then landed there. Had to grab our shit, recheck in, and then go to fucking Phoenix.
I saw you had a nice seat though.
Had a great seat. Yeah, we did.
That's huge.
Book it Sports hooked the boys up. You can't do it any other way on a run like that.
Yeah, no, that was huge. I mean, if you have like a normal seat on that plane, you're in for one.
If you're doing pigeon deck that long, like I could grind like an economy plus from Chicago to Milan. No problem.
Yeah.
8 hours, fuck
Yeah.
it. But when you start going on those milk runs, you can't be doing that.
No.
And you know what? The way there, Ozzo, I don't know if it's a psychopath play, but I just wanted to test my chin from Diddywood, from LA to London. It was 10 hours. I went no headphones the whole time.
Raw dogged it.
It was writing the whole time. Found a different pocket in my brain, and I just started writing.
No way. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was going to ask what you were doing. I figured you were doing some writing. That's unreal.
I was just writing jokes the whole time. Yeah.
That's a good use of a flight right there, though.
For sure.
That's way better than listening to something the whole time or watching just like you're kind of like not paying attention, but you're watching a movie, like just killing your brain, wasting time.
If you want to take Gabby somewhere though, Ozzo, and you want to be really nice, like Milan, Como, that 1-2 punch, dude, incredible.
What's the lodging over there? Is it pretty expensive, or I mean,
I don't think like I think it'd be fine. I think Italy's a relatively cheap country, like not during the Olympics or whatever.
Yeah.
You could get away with a decent room for a couple $100 a night for sure.
That ain't bad.
No, it's not. And then you can train everywhere too. Or if you wanted to go to Como or you want to go to Rome, Rome's 3 hours south and Como's 30 minutes. Like Milan's like a world-class city. It was really cool, man. It was safe and walking around. The food was incredible. Yeah, it was a cool event. The funniest thing was just the rink. The rink they got done, but like row 1 was like 15.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it.
Off the glass. And then on the one end, they didn't complete like a third of the upper bowl, so they just put a tarp over it.
I saw that. I was going to ask, like, I mean, they pulled it off. The outside of the rink looked unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
Great outside looking. I mean, the inside, it looked like there was just a lower bowl, to be honest. It didn't look like they finished the upper bowl. I didn't know what was going on there, but I did want to ask, like, how's the concourse? Like, how finished was it? Or did they just give up on it at a certain point?
Yeah, it was pretty bare bones for like a new arena. It felt like a USHL arena, just kind of bare minimum, just get it done. Right.
Yeah,
like the concessions were brutal. They were selling like these 4-ounce beers. The bathrooms were the dumbest thing though. They had co-ed bathrooms and they just made them all single stalls. So like everyone would just go in like this little chute of a room and then you'd have to wait there for like individual shitters. And then like a guy would come out and then a girl would come out, but like you feel bad for the girl because the guy that just walked out pissed all over the fucking seat.
Yeah.
So it's like it was such poor construction. And it felt like they didn't even like think about what they were doing. They're just like they were in a panic and just had to get it done. But I'm glad they got it done at least for the boys.
You run into is it mostly Americans there, Canadians, or is it kind of just walk of everyone?
Yeah, there was a lot of Americans. There's a lot of Canadians, I would say. Finland traveled well. Okay amount of Swedes. The Czechs were out in full force and they were drunk.
Were they?
Ton of Czechs. Oh yeah, they were just licked. Like they were going to every game just pinned. Germany brought a strong crowd because it was close. Switzerland as well. Nice. But I would say that the Czechos, in terms of like the international ones that were sneaky, there was a lot of Czechos out and they were just hammering Czech beers and just getting drunk. And they smelled.
They
smelled like shit.
They don't know what deodorant is. No way.
Miss Russia too. Like come on.
I know. It's not the same. It still doesn't feel really this. That's like the one thing about this tournament. It's like no one had to beat Russia. So it's a little different. I also wish Czechoslovakia. was one team, that also make things more fun, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
'Cause that'd be a pretty sick club.
Yeah. Like the Czechs are nasty, but you're right. They could use like a Yuri Slavkovsky on a line with Marty Necas or David
Yeah,
Pastrnak, and
yeah.
that would be really good. Because a lot of those teams still have, guys playing outside of the NHL, and you could just tell right away. It's like, ooh,
It's not the same.
that guy is not up
Yeah.
to speed.
No.
It's just not.
It's funny they're on the ice with, playing Canada or USA, because when you watch that gold medal game, it's literally like watching NHL like on Xbox.
Mhm.
They catch every pass, they barely miss a pass. It's just like it just doesn't seem like real hockey. Like it's just like so perfect. It's crazy.
And how good was Eichel? Like,
Man, just his skating too. He's so smooth out there, so strong on the puck.
he's closer to McKinnon and some of those guys than people think.
Oh, for sure he is.
Oh, good, man.
For sure he is. I mean, like Canada has, the top end high powered talent, but fuck those Americans, they've got a full game, a lot of them. Like Eichel and AM34, like they play a
Mhm.
full game, man. Like they don't let you get a sniff out there.
No, and I mean, even like Larkin, like, you wouldn't really talk about him in the regular season for the NHL or even put him
No.
close to, even if Braden Point was playing or something, but he can match up against any of those guys. You know what I mean? Like he can.
Oh yeah.
I think he's arguably he's better than Nick Suzuki.
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah.
some of those guys that play center for Canada that were in the mix. Like
Those guys can just, like Larkin and Eichel, their skating is just it's crazy.
And then our defense was just so much better.
Oh, what is Canada doing with their defensemen? I mean,
I don't know.
Like that. Wouldn't you think? I know Bouchard had a bad start to the season, but like, didn't they need a guy up top, like taking one-timers on the power play?
Especially that plays with your best player.
Like, I was watching the whole time. I'm like, yeah, obviously Makar's great. I mean, he's not going to take Makar's spot, but like, get Bouchard up on the fucking one-timer. He's
right. Like when Makar, if he's going to play a minute 30 of the power play, probably the last 30 seconds that Davo's going to stay out for. Now you go with Bouchard just in case you haven't
start
scored.
feeding Bouchard up top and just start taking one-timers. I mean, it looked like they were missing something like that. And I'm not going to say like the Canadian defenders, they didn't play all that bad, but like Shea Theodore looked okay out there,
Not great.
Like
Sanheim didn't look.
Sanheim's just a big body, like
Harley wasn't as good as when he got called in for the Four Nations.
No, I mean Harley was just like he was just out there, like you'd like to think like maybe a guy like Jacob Chikrin can just easily take his spot. I'm not saying they played bad. I'm just saying I thought Canada had more to offer with their defensemen. I mean, America's defensemen were twice as good.
Yeah, and I would say also the one name, Chikrin's a great name you throw out there. I think he should 100% have been on the team, especially over Sanheim. And that's no disrespect. That's just Chikrin's having an amazing season. I think he has 18 goals so far through 56 games.
He's a mutant.
But another name, if you watched Canada all tournament, and I even saw it was very prevalent against the Czechs when they started getting under pressure, they couldn't break the puck out. And whether it was through the exits, I mean, minus Makar and Taves, obviously, but their bottom 4 or 5 guys, when they went back to get pucks in the trapezoid or shake biscuits in the corner, it was very greasy and it wasn't clean exits. And that was not giving Canada's attack enough time to get their speed going and ultimately accelerate through the neutral zone, which they should be, far superior than a lot of teams just because of the speed they have with the McKinnons and McDavids of the world. Mm-hmm. But why don't you take Matthew Schaefer? Why don't you take that kid and play him as your 7? And at worst, he's your 7. You play him 0 minutes a night or 5. But I think by the end of the tournament, you could have used him for at least 10 minutes. Like he's electric.
And not to mention, he's going to be on the team for the next 4 Olympics.
Yeah.
So like, get him the experience. He would have been. He would have
played better than Harley. I hate to say that. I hate to say that, but I think he would have.
It's not for sure. It's not even a question. again, I don't want to like rag on the Canadian defensemen because like they played fine. It's just I think they have better.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like Canada's missing, Josh Morris. He would have been a big.
Yep.
He was a huge loss for them. Braden Point, Sidney Crosby.
Sorelli, I think, is a better option than Suzuki too, or
like, they were still missing some of their big guns.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, these guys are unbelievable. And when they turned it on halfway through the game, it kind of took them 30 minutes to get into it. But once they turned it on in that gold medal game, my God. I mean, if you are Canada, Jordo, how rattled are you? You lost that game. I mean,
oh my God.
you missed 2 breakaways and you missed 2 wide open frames, like right in front of the net. I mean, you're never going to get over that loss.
No, and especially if you're Nate McKinnon too, the way it ended. I mean, that was, I hate to say it, but that was one of the worst judgment plays in a big time moment that I've seen from an elite player. Now, meat sticks like us, we would do that. We would think we're caught in between a 2-on-1 when we really can go to the puck. But those guys with those elite instincts that never make mistakes, that always trust their feet to make a play or their body positioning. I mean, he kind of served that one up to Werenski, and Werenski made a great play, but that will haunt you forever, dude. I feel bad for McKinnon. And when he was getting that teddy bear handed to him at the end of the game, I thought he was going to kill that fucking Italian guy. Jesus.
You see his face like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah. And then, Jordo, I always defend. I've always been a McJesus defender. I love his game. I think he's one of the best to ever do it. I think he will win a cup, but my Lord, man, did you see his breakaway? Yeah. What are you? He just stick handled it into a corner.
You're going too fast, man.
Like, what are you doing, man?
He went Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that is such a bad look. That breakaway, I mean, I have better moves than that. I don't even have hands. I can't stick handle. And I would have pulled off a better move than that. It's just like, dude, come on.
Do you think sometimes he gets going so fast that he doesn't even know how fast he's going? It's like the Unger in Longest Yard. I mean, he fast. I mean, he real fast. I mean, he's so fast. He makes fast people look not fast. Like, do you think sometimes he just that autistic switch in his brain is like he doesn't even know he's in gear fucking 12?
Yeah, it certainly seems like that. It's something he's got to work on. He's got to work on too, I think, just shooting the puck more too. It's like, dude, you don't always have to pass it back door. Like, you got a shot. You've scored 60 goals in the NHL. Just fucking shoot the puck. But you could say the same. Like, those tournaments are always fun to watch, those games, because they're all so good. They want to pass it to each other. And it's like, sometimes you just got to fucking shoot it, man.
Yeah. What do you say to the people that say 3-on-3 hockey is not a real win for USA? I mean, every team signs up for the tournament. We know the rules. If it goes to overtime.
That's why tournaments are fun. Every tournament kind of has a little different rules, and every team knows the rules when you go into the tournament. And those are the rules you're abiding by, and you're trying to win the tournament, and you follow the rules to win that tournament. So that argument is hilarious. Now
it is.
Now, like,
do people forget that 2010 was 4-on-4?
Yeah, and like it's so dumb. It's like, those are the rules. Now, I know, like, 3-on-3 isn't normal hockey, but those are the rules. And also, you had Cale Makar, Connor McDavid, and Nathan McKinnon on the ice, with Jordan Binnington, he's probably one of the best big time goaltenders in the world right now. You have the best 4-man unit on the ice at the time, and you lost. You don't have an excuse. So how is that even being brought up?
Yeah. And like you have Chinnington, your goalie. Like, there's 3 goalies probably. You put Hellebuck in that category after he won that game, but it's like Binnington, Vasilevsky, and maybe Hellebuck are like the 3 goalies you'd want in a big time game. Yeah. In and that moment.
To mention Binner, he played unbelievable that game.
Yeah.
I mean, he had so many big time saves. Like, I don't hear people talking about that. Jordo, I actually missed the entire game, so I was unloading in the middle of the Rockies.
Oh.
that entire
That
day.
early too?
Yeah, I
6?
left at 6 a.m. when the game started. And then I lost service in the Rockies, and I didn't come back until like it was like 8 p.m. And then I just watched the game last night, and I was reading reports on the game obviously after, and I was like, oh, Canada outplayed them. Like Coop's saying they outplayed them, McDavid saying they deserved to win the game, which they should have won the game, but it wasn't the blowout that the shots said it was.
No.
USA had plenty of chances to score goals too. I mean, Benner just shut the door.
TNT Thompson had a great look in the second period.
Unbelievable look.
Right in front of the net that Jack Hughes delivered right on his tape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Faber hit the post.
Faber hit the 2 posts.
Yeah.
I mean, it was – and who did Benner make that good kick save on, man?
In OT?
He made an unbelievable save.
Well, the save on Quinn Hughes in OT was incredible. Yeah. We fought it off like a bad cold.
Yeah. I mean –
with a glove.
He did. And I mean, I feel good for Benner. I mean, he did all he could. I mean, what else is he supposed to do?
He had his guy.
You know, like Canada just needs to score a fucking goal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ultimately what it was. But yeah, it's pretty tough to score a goal on Connor Hellebuyck that game. I mean, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, I just think it's funny when, hindsight is like, oh, 3-on-3 is not real hockey. It's not, how it should be, which – okay, I could get behind that 100%. Best on best, it probably should be 5-on-5 to the death and to who scores the goal, but that's not what the double IHF decides. That's not what the Olympic Committee comes up with. This is the format. You're presented with the rules. If you don't want it to go to overtime, win in regulation.
Exactly. And
you could have. For all the analytical hockey fucking pigeon nerds out there, I believe the expected goal rate was 4.86 for Canada and USA was 1. So theoretically they should have won 5-1.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan, but didn't Team Canada use the 3-on-3 overtime to win the 2 games before that gold medal game?
Yep. Check.
So were they complaining about it then? I didn't see many Canadians complaining about the 3-on-3 format when they won those games.
Yeah.
So it's rich when you see them complaining about it when they lose the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 3-on-3 hockey, it's not real playoff 5-on-5 hockey, but it's still fun to watch. I mean, someone's going to score a sick goal.
Yeah.
And it's going to end within 10 minutes. It's not going to go to a shootout. I don't know. I mean, it's fun to watch.
And when these guys also have to play 2 days later, you can't risk a 5 overtime game going back into an NHL season. Like McDavid is literally playing in Anaheim tonight. Guy took a 14-hour flight from Milan, lands, and he's going to play tonight. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's just, that's the tournament you sign up for. I think for me, the perfect scenario for a format would be 10 minutes, 5-on-5.
Yeah.
10 minutes, either 3-on-3, 4-on-4.
Mm-hmm.
Scrape, and then it's 3-on-3 to the death.
Yep. That's probably what it should be, but yeah, and Jordo, I think I know this answer, but I think it'd be good for whoever's listening out there to kind of get your opinion on it, because I've been wondering about it a little bit, but I kind of know how it's going to go down. But how do these guys come back into the room? Like the Vegas guys go back into the room with the Canadian guys. Brock Nelson's going back into the room with Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar. Like, do you think it takes like a week for them to get acclimated to each other again? Or, I mean, are they just like, hey, we've been on the same team this whole year. Like, it's fine. We're competitors. Yeah. And it's just like nothing happened. Like, what do you think that looks like in the room?
I think for like a guy like McKinnon, he's going to be choked for a week. Like
at least.
I don't think he's going to talk to B. Nels. He's going to act like they're friends, but that guy, we don't know him, but I think we have a good enough idea of how big of a competitor and how big of a psychopath he is. I mean, the guy doesn't touch ice cream. He works out 9 times a day, zone 2 cardio after games. He gets his meals flown into him on the road. He doesn't even trust restaurants when he goes to away cities. This guy's a full-on mutant. So I think a creature like that he's moping around to the point where the body language would tell Brock Nelson, probably don't talk to me for a little bit, but I'm gonna act like I, still like you, but just kindly fuck off. Makar, I think he would be a better sport about it just because he
For sure.
seems more personable and things
Devin
like that.
Taves too. Like they're and
Yeah,
Beanhouse is the nicest guy in the world too. So
right,
it's like you
right.
can't really be mad at that guy. But
Yeah, and I think, for the guys in Tampa Bay, how close that locker room with Hagel and Gensel, I think it'll be even Coop. They'll be okay. They'll definitely be choked, but I think they'll, be able to joke about it and move on. But I if there's one guy that's going to sting the most, and especially with teammates, I think it's McKinnon. I really do.
for sure, that's what I thought too. And then I've also been wondering, like, what's it look for guys like Brady Kachuk and Austin Matthews heading back to Canadian clubs?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. After all that's went down, those guys, I'd be like, fuck, trade me to a States team right now. Like, I do not want to go back up to Canada.
Oh, if I was Brady Kachuk, I would
Like,
be like, get me the fuck out of Ottawa.
oh yeah,
I was just in Ottawa with our good friend Dale Saunders. I love the people of Ottawa. Some of the best chins I've ever met. The people that came to our show in the surrounding areas of Ottawa. Look, you people, you're the reason why we're able to, talk shit for a living and you listen to it. But that place sucks. I mean, it feels like you're in 1980. I remember Obi, Shane O'Brien from Missing Curfew would always say he played with Dan Bilesma his last year in Cincinnati. Now, Dan Bilesma to that point had played like 8 to 10 years in the National League. So he's back on the bone rattle playing for the Cincinnati Mighty Ducks. And he said every time they go to Canada, he'd be like, turn the clocks back, boys. Going back to 1970. We're in Canada.
Turn the clocks back, boys.
And Disco's a good American, so it's just like that's what it felt like though in Ottawa. And for Brady Kachuk, man, like, dude, I mean, for the sake of Ottawa and the organization, and for Sanderson, I love that kid too. Like, I hope he stays because they've been so bad for so long, and they seems like they kind of have something building, but not really.
Yeah, yeah,
But like, get Brady Kachuk to fucking New York.
yeah. He needs to be in New York. He needs to be on a Florida team or something. Like, even Philadelphia, he'd be a good flyer.
Yeah, like, get him to the States, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's just I just can't imagine being those guys, especially after, like, I mean, Sanderson will be fine, but Brady's the captain, and obviously everyone knows he is actually a guy who likes Trump, like, and he's pretty open about it. Like, that just can't be fun for him to be answering the questions the media is going to be asking him. Like, that's going to be brutal.
Oh, and it's coming from all angles too.
Oh,
and especially being in Ottawa, the nation's capital,
I know,
where it's, it's all political, and, the parliament's there. Like, what if Canada wins? Like, what do they do? Do they don't go to Ottawa, do they? If they win the goal, like, do they just go to like a Tim Hortons outside of Brampton? And like,
I think it's just right back to they just expected to win. It's just like, let's just get back home. Nice job, boys. We'll do it again next year.
Like, if you're on that Team Canada, you probably don't even want to go to Canada. If you're not playing in a Canadian city, like, dude, get me to fucking Miami or LA for a night.
Yeah, can we route this to Miami? We don't need to go to Montreal. We don't need to go to Ottawa or Toronto. Like, we can go to Miami.
What's the most tropical spot they go? Vancouver? Oh man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do if you want to maybe like go to Toronto and just go on King Street for a night or something. I don't know what you would do. Probably.
And then, Jordan, how does it go for, like, because everyone, I'm sitting there like, people are like, Gabby asked me, like, you think the guys who didn't make the team, and she kind of asked about Nikki and Brock. She's like, are Nikki and Brock kind of like probably jealous that they weren't on the team? And I was like, I'm fucking jealous I wasn't on the team. So I'm sure, like, they're fucking close. Like, they got to be a little bit. How does that work? Like, you think some of these American guys or even the Canadian, like, American guys are kind of like rattled they weren't on the team, like a guy like Robertson maybe, or Caulfield, who were kind of close. And then on the flip side, do you think some of these Canadian guys who didn't make the team, like a Connor Bedard or Jacob Chikrin or Evan Bouchard, are they kind of happy to see Canada lose that game?
Yeah, I think it's twofold for sure. I mean, I I would think the human element for Brock and Nikki and Cole Caulfield, those guys are like, damn, dude, like they won that. I mean, I remember when I was the last cut for World Juniors and they ended up winning gold in Sochi. I was like, fuck, looks like they took the right team there. And then when I left school at North Dakota and you guys fucking won the national championship, I'm like, damn, that sucks. You know, I wish I was on that team. I'm a little depressed for the next few days. I'll be all right, but you know, I still think about that today. It doesn't keep me up at night, but it's still like, damn, anytime it's brought up, you know, if you were close or you know a lot of the guys on the team. So I think that's probably how those guys like Nikki and Brock would feel, especially you know, being close and deserving for the team. And then I think on the other side of things, it brings me to our old teammate Rocco Grimaldi. When it was after my freshman year, or maybe it was the year before. It was the year before. The United States World Junior team placed like 7th place, and Forbes was on the team, and Rocco didn't make the team that year. He made the team the following year. And, you know, around World Junior time, we're all hanging out, especially when we get back from Christmas break, and we had that little time between New Year's and our exhibition game against the U18 American team at the NTDP. I remember hearing stories where Forbes had just got back. They had lost out, and it was like, you know, Forbes wasn't going to play in that game against the United States under 18 team because he just, you know, got back, but they finished like 7th place. They didn't even make the quarters, and they lost first game. And Forbes gets back, and the first thing Rocco asked him, he goes, Forbes, how'd you guys do? He's like, we got 7th. He goes, just like I predicted.
No, we didn't. That's a fucking real story.
Yeah. You can ask, and I'm not gonna out the guy who told me that story, but our good friend DK Christo would back that up. 100% he would, and Forbes would too. Forbes is like, are you fucking kidding me? Just like I predicted. So yeah, for sure. There's those guys for sure feel it that way.
100%. Yeah.
Maybe they're not saying that like Rocco, but
I would hope not. I mean, that's the crazy.
And the best part is Forby got hurt at that World Junior, and like he like came back, and I don't know what it was. It was something kind of, you know, that kept him out for a bit, and he's like banged up. Like I think he was on crutches, or he had a shoulder. It was one of the two, and that was like his first interaction with Jumanji when he got back.
That is absolutely, because Jumanji obviously knew the result.
Correct. So, like, he watched every game.
Why do you need to why do you need to ask your own teammate who didn't pick the team, he just got selected, how it went? Like, that's just fucking absurd.
Isn't that? That's
my God.
So funny, dude. Oh, just like I predicted.
Just like I predicted. Oh yeah, buddy, you weren't good enough to be on that team, so you must fucking suck.
Yeah, and the best part is too, they took him the next year, and they started him as a 13th forward, and I'm pretty sure he scored the game-winning goal in the final, Jumanji, and they won gold. So he just fucking rubbed it right in, just like you knew he would too.
Oh man, I wanna ask Forbes about that story now. He'd be so funny at telling that story.
But yeah, it's a great story.
That's unbelievable.
DK tells it well too.
Yeah, yeah. I think Bedard's kind of like, I'm not gonna. Say it. I'm not gonna say it, but that's nice. They didn't win that one.
Yeah, no, 100%. Who does UND have this weekend? We got the NHL back in action tonight. We got some games on. Utah, the Mammoth are at home against Colorado. The Maple Leafs are playing on the road, but who does? I think
we're at Western Michigan, 3-4.
Okay.
At Lawson Arena, the only series we play Western this year. That's going to be a battle. You know, you're kind of hoping to just get a split in that one. I'd say 3-4.
When is their new arena going to be intact here?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Somehow they got a massive stipend for money. It didn't even make sense how Western Michigan got, like, the rink's going to be insanely expensive.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if they have a big donor. There can't be too much money rolling around Kalamazoo.
That's what I was going to say. They selling dust on the side. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know if there's some mob activity there or what's going on, but I don't know, but I have seen that they're dropping some coin on that rink. Let me try to look this up because.
So they're going into loss, and last weekend was a split. They lost in overtime to St. Cloud and then won on senior night. The boys were walking in with the backwards jerseys. I saw that. Shout out to our boy EJ Emery and the fellas walking in with the backwards tarps. Hopefully they had a Saturday night in Forks like you read about. So Western Michigan, how many more weekends left on the slate? Is there
This is the last weekend before the playoffs.
Okay.
And then they're not going to the Target Center. You know, they're playing it just goes home games the whole way out, which is kind of sick, you know, because if UND makes whatever to the championship game in the playoffs, they'll be playing at the Ralph. It'd be fucking nasty.
So do we have the Penne Rosa clinched, or is it deciding this weekend?
It's decided this weekend. They got a 5-point lead. I mean, if Western sweeps them, they'll win the Penrose. So they need to grab some points.
Right. So theoretically, does 1 point, if Western grab 5, do we grab 1? Are we good?
How many points do they? 6.
It's 6 points total per game if you win in regulation.
Yeah. So they're down. They're up 5 points right now. So I would assume, if they get 1 point, it's over. They just need a point.
Just can't get swept.
Yeah, just can't get swept.
Or at least an OT loss.
This team, Jordo, I mean, this team's hilarious to watch. Like they go into every third period with down 2 goals or down a goal, and then they end up tying it late, like every fucking game. So, I mean, hopefully they can get a lead, but it's clear like they. You know, usually a lot of these teams you watch, if they're losing in the third period, like. You don't come back that often. This team's just they always score to tie it up. Like they won't lose. And they just don't play that well throughout some periods. Like they haven't been too consistent recently. Like they'll take a period off or whatever it is, but they have that resiliency. Like they have that belief on the bench. Like they're never out of the game. Like they just always think they're going to tie it up and they do. So I'd say that's a good trait to have, you know, especially coming into playoffs where you have that belief, like even if you're down 2 goals going in the third, you still think you've got this game. And that's tough to have as a team. Like I've been on teams where like, if you're down even a goal in the third, you're like, fuck, it's over.
Yeah, no, they've certainly look. I watched them on Saturday night. Now that I think about it, but I was just so goddamn jet lagged. I was over at my parents' place and we watched the last 30 minutes of that game against St. Cloud. The boys looked good. They were snapping it around. But it's all about just being healthy at the right time here. Hopefully we can lead into, you know, a good weekend. And obviously clinch the Penne Rosa, knock on wood there, and get the fuck out of Kalamazoo. That barn's tough to play in, man. Small ice. Usually they have some bigger bodies in there. The Western makeup and model of their team has changed over the years, but my God, dude, when we used to go in there, they put Mike McKee on the forecheck, and they just had these bunch of guys that were just fighters in the USHL, and somehow they were defensemen by trade, but they put them up front.
Nolan Laporte.
Yeah. Good thing I knew Noli, so he wouldn't hit me. I had the old buddy deal with him, but
Neil Goff up front, 6'5", 230.
Just a guy who pissed off running around.
Oh man, that place fucking was so tough. The only thing I ever think about from Lawson, Jordo, is one, they always chirp the number 4. There's a story to that. I kind of forget about it. So they were chirping Tomer the whole game. And Tomer goes to the ref and tells the ref that Laporte's going to do something stupid. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And Laporte trips him and just buries him on the ice. And Tomer gets a penalty and Tomer pops up like, I told you.
Yeah. You got buried along the wall, right?
Yeah. Like slew-footed a little bit, head bounces off the ice. Like,
oh man, I remember I felt so bad, dude. I gave Tomer. We got a D-to-D hinge play, and like McKee, like we were on somehow we ended up on our offside. So Tomer was on the right side, I'm on the left. Tomer gives me a D-to-D pass. McKee does that. He comes in and swings in on Tomer, and then he continues his route for the D-to-D to me, right? So he's on me now. And I kind of go up the wall. I'm like, fuck, he's closing on me. So I send it back to Tomer. But Tomer is already moving up the ice. So it goes back into his corner. Now, McKee continues his speed and loops with a circle. back to Tomer's side and fucking buries him. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Got back to the bench. I was like, sorry, bro. Because we just used to say sorry. He's like, it's all good, dude. I'm like, oh my God. I felt so bad. I mean, McKee just licked them. And those boards at Lawson, like
So hard.
They used to have that seamless glass. I don't know if they have it still. Like that seamless glass, dude. We used to have it in the Ralph. Like it literally every time you got hit, it was a
Criminal.
concussion. Yeah.
Criminal.
It was
just
a
so
conky.
hard.
So yeah, that barn's tough to play in, man. Especially, they get on top of you, you get a penalty, you get behind the 8 ball there. I just remember the best story out of Lawson for me was when Paul Ledoux, some say he took the fall for you guys at the dorms. He was the only guy over 21 years old. And when the cops came in, they asked whose alcohol was it. He went full hero mode and said it was his. Ended up going to jail on a Tuesday. That's neither here nor there. And then was suspended on Friday night. Saturday night was a big game for us early in the season. Tested us. We came out with the black jerseys, greased one out in Lawson. And none other than Paul Ledoux was awarded the hard hat and the leather jacket of the game from Dave Hackstall for showing leadership and being a Sioux warrior. Like the guy willingly went to jail. Said, yeah, that's my booze, Mr. Officer. Call my bluff. All right, that's yours. All right, you're going to jail. You supplied it all.
Oh, yeah.
All time.
Win this one for Dewey.
Let's win this one for Dewey. It's like Dewey got out of jail that night and still made it to strip poker, dude. Like,
he was having a great night. We don't have to win this one for Dewey.
Yeah, no one's feeling bad for Dewey. Like Dewey still had a great night. I saw him later after he got out of jail.
He made it to strip poker. That's
That's
the funniest story. He made her to strip poker.
All time.
Gets out of jail and heads straight to the hill for strip poker with the ladies.
Oh my God, dude. That was all time. That's
so
all time.
good.
So yeah, good luck to the fellas at Western. Hopefully keep your chins tucked there. And if you're a defenseman, listen on UND, keep it simple, boys, because that you can get scored on quick in that. It's like 1, 2, 3, all of a sudden.
Oh, they start buzzing. They start ripping pucks. Just simple. Get it out. Change.
Get it out and change and play a boring game. It's gonna fucking have to be 3-1, 2-1.
Oh yeah,
4-2 with an empty netter. It's gonna be
especially that away locker room. The defensemen are in one room and the forwards are over in the other room.
Oh yeah,
not even sitting with each other.
Disgusting. Yeah, that place sucks. You stay downtown. It's dark and gloomy. Just get in and get out.
The pregame meal's just brutal. It's
yeah,
noodles are wet and like, ugh.
Yeah, in and out of fucking Kalamazoo. Just get out of there. It's a petting zoo. It's the name checks out. If there's one town that resembles its name in the world, it's Kalamazoo, Michigan.
It is.
What is that name? It's just a petting zoo.
It is. And it's always, I don't think I've ever seen the sun out there. Ever.
No.
It's always been overcast, cloudy, like kind of misting. It's like disgusting.
Yeah, it's full disgusting. But boys, good luck this weekend. Let's get the penne rosa. Let's get her back, fill it up with some noodles, and then, as you know, Azo, when you get that penne rosa, where does it go? It goes right in the shitter at the Ralph Engelstad Arena, not the one we want. So, boys, again, you get that penne rosa, you have a night with it, you fill it up with beers, and then Busch Light, and then you take that thing, you throw it right in the shitter, and then when it
right on the curb with the trash.
Yeah, exactly.
With the rest of the beer cans you drank from the night before,
that was funny.
That's all it is. It's a cup. It's like a cup to drink beer out of.
Got a trophy right next to and then Rico found it in the morning, then walked it home. So good. Down to University. Oh man, that's classic. Azo, this week's People's Insider term of the week is chin over shin. Now, chin over shin is a tale as old as time in hockey. You get caught chin over shin with your chin literally over your shin, and you got the old fire poker out in terms of your reaching, well, somebody's going to be teaching. You can't get caught with your chin over your shin. And that goes for life, too. Whether you're skiing on the hill, your chin over shin, you're out of control, that's going to end up in a yard sale. Somebody's going to tag you. You're going to tag yourself. Sometimes when you're walking down the street and you're not fully tucked and you're chin over shin, well, somebody has a chance to tag your chin like it's open deer season. So on the ice, when you're playing, Well, you have to stay tucked, but you also have to stay back. You don't want to be caught again reaching for something. Now you're exposed, and now the opposition comes in and grabs your chin. You see it all the time in the National Hockey League. Anytime a guy's chin gets tagged, it's because he's chin over shin. Caden Gooley of the Montreal Canadiens about a month ago came out and said, you know what? After he got tagged, well, I can't be going chin over shin. So fellas and ladies, if you're listening, you're still playing hockey, it is the biggest cardinal sin in the game of ice hockey. Azo, you never want to be caught with your chin over your shin, fella.
That's a great one. And yeah, it's the American players know it too.
Yeah.
You know, and we found that out on Air Force 2.
Yep. Yeah. So that is this week's People's Insider Term of the Week, despite Brady Tkachuk saying he was going into the office, the Oval Office, with his chin untucked. So always stay tucked, folks out there. That is this week's People's Insider Term of the Week. Azo, always tape to tape with you, Captain. It's good being back in the saddle, brother. It was smooth. It was crispy. It felt like we were just going D to D hinge all night. I mean, for 2 weeks off, I mean, we took a little bit of an Olympic break, and we're right back in the saddle here. So always good snapping it with you, partner. What do we got on tap this week? Are we hanging out now that you're back from Colorado, or what's shaking?
Yeah, just hanging out. I don't have any plans. We'll see what goes down. I'll probably watch that UND Western game, and then I'm also excited to tune in some NHL matchups here, see how these fellas are doing after coming back from Bend and Olympic break. It's gonna be that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on 34 tonight. See how many toe picks he takes out in Tampa Bay on that soft ice after a fucking 4-day runner.
That is not gonna be fun, man. I mean,
dude, like how do you play though?
I don't.
You stayed up all night in Milan, and then you fly all day to Miami. You land, you're boozing again. You don't sleep, and then you go to fucking Washington, D.C. You don't sleep, and now you're just fucking you crash. Like, dude, I just hope none. Like, knock on fucking wood. I keep saying it, but I hope no one gets hurt, man, because like that's the bigger picture. Like, who gives a fuck about 2 points? I know you need them, but like you need these guys for longevity too.
I know. That's the thing. Like, you're thinking about, hopefully the coaches are smart enough. I mean, I think Chief Craig Berube would be like, hey, you're not going to get your normal shift tonight. Like, we'll have you out there when we need you, maybe power plays, whenever we need you, but like maybe 12 minutes, 13 minutes tonight is max. I mean, you'd hope, because the amount of hockey all these guys have been playing recently is just, it's gotta be adding up.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Azo, my lapper's at 3% here. I don't want us to die before we hit unrecord here. So, folks, always brought to you by Mini Movers and Butter Golf. That was episode 113 on the screws off the bone across your chin. 93.1, the Captain. We out. Woo!